Very good morning to all. Now we are going to discuss about introduction to microbiology. So the word microbiology derived from three words of Greek: micros, bios, and logia. The micros means small, bios means life, logia means study. So these three words united to form microbiology. So this microbiology deals with the study of organisms that are usually too small to be seen by the unaided eye. Microbes are invisible structures less than 1 millimeter or less than 1 nanometer size. It includes both prokaryotes such as bacteria and certain algae, especially blue-green algae, and eukaryotes such as fungi, especially microfungi and protist unicellular microbes. Here we can see the size ranges of these all the microbes, nanometer to millimeter. All the viruses are nanometer range. All the prokaryotes range from nanometer to micrometer, and some of the prokaryotes has millimeter also. Then the eukaryotic size is a millimeter only. The right corner top of this slide has Blogibacter ubique. This is the world's smallest bacteria. The length of this bacteria is 0.37 to 0.89 micrometer, and the diameter is 0.1 to 0.20 micrometer. Below the Blogibacter ubique, there is another bacteria called as Diomargarita namibiensis. Diomargarita namibiensis. This is the world ever largest bacteria. The size of this bacteria is 0.1 to 0.3 millimeter, that is 100 to 300 micrometer. So the microbiology includes many branches like bacteriology, virology, mycology, and mycology, and protozoology also. The bacteriology means study of bacteria, virology means study of virus, algology or mycology means study of algae, mycology means study of fungi. These four groups belongs to plant kingdom. The another group of microbe is protozoa. The study of this protozoa is called as protozoology. This one group only animal kingdom. Here we can see the different shapes of the bacteria. Different shape of the bacteria like spheres, rods, and spirals. Spheres is commonly known as coccus or cocci. Rod is commonly known as bacillus or bacilli. The example for spheres is diplococci, streptococci, tetrococci, staphylococci, and sarcina. The bacillus, salmonella, clostridium are the example of rod shapes. Vibrio cholerae, Helicobacter pylori, and spirochetes are the example of the spiral bacteria. Here you can see the ultrastructures of rod-shaped bacteria and sphere-shaped bacteria. The above on the top of the slide shows the ultrastructures of gram-negative, that is rod-shaped bacteria. You can see the elaborate ultrastructure of bacteria in the later class. Here you can see the unicellular fungi, that is yeast. Here you can see the buds also in the fungi, that is yeast. And the top of the slide shows the homemade yeast. This is also lived once. It is used to making bread, so it is bakery. It is commonly known as bakery yeast also. Here we can see the Another group of microbe is called as blue-green algae. Uh, Blue-green algae is includes prokaryotes only. Prokaryotes only. The example of blue-greens are nostoc, spirulina, chlorella, etc. Here we can see the example of virus or viral kingdom or virus kingdom. The famous coronavirus also here the left corner of the slides, and the top left corner has tobacco mosaic virus. This is the various structures of protozoa, that is animal kingdom, like paramecium, euglena, amoeba. So these all the 5 groups of microbes are belongs to all the 5 group of organisms are belongs to microbes. So these all the 5 groups belongs to whether eukaryotic or prokaryotic cells, and generally the prokaryotic cell is smaller in size, less than 5 micrometer, whereas in eukaryotic cell has larger cell, greater than 10 micrometer. The prokaryotic cells always unicellular, whereas in eukaryotic cell oftenly multicellular. Here in the case of prokaryotic cell, no nucleus or any membrane bound organelles are present. In the case of eukaryotic cell, the nucleus and membrane bound organelles are present, like mitochondria, chloroplast. Here the prokaryotes nucleus has prokaryotic nucleus has DNA circular without proteins, but in the case of eukaryotic cell, the DNA is linear, associated with proteins to chromatin. The prokaryotic ribosomes are small, especially 70S. The eukaryotic cell ribosomes are large, 80S. Here, no cytoskeleton is present in prokaryotic cell, whereas in the case of eukaryotic cell, the cytoskeleton always present. Here, the prokaryotic flagella made up of flagellin, whereas in the eukaryotic flagella made up of tubulins. The cell division of prokaryotic cell is by binary fission, whereas in eukaryotic cell the cell division is by meiosis and mitosis. The reproduction of prokaryotic cell is always asexual, and the reproduction of eukaryotic cell is always sexual and asexual. So up to 20th century, only 1% of microbes were studied. The remaining 99% are yet to be studied. So the 19th century, like 1860 to 1910, the golden age of microbiology, because in between these years, the lot of microbial inventions are happened. The first recorded microbiological observation, that is the fruiting bodies of mold, was discovered by Robert Koch in 1665. Then the bacteria was first observed by Antony van Leeuwenhoek in 1676 using a single lens microscope of his own design. He named these microbes called as animalcules. Later in 1828, the Ehrenberg named that animalcules is called as bacterium, meaning small stick. The virus was first discovered by Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892. 384 to 322, the Aristotle and others believed that living organisms could develop from non-living things. 1590, Hans and Zacharias Sanson mounted 2 lenses in tube to produce the first compound microbes. Later, the Robert Koch published microscopia drawings and detailed observation of biological materials made with the best compound microscope and illumination system of the time. He is the first person to discover cell, and later 1676, I already told that Antony van Leeuwenhoek is the first person to approve microbes. So he is commonly known as father of microbiology. The Carl Zeiss and Ernest Abbe pioneered the development in microscopy such as immersion lenses and apochromatic lenses, which reduce the chromatic aberration existing until this present day. The latest electron microscope was invented by Ernest Roscoe in 1931. These are the some inventions and milestones happened in microbiology. In 1664, Robert Koch invented microscope, and 1684, Antony van Leeuwenhoek discovered microbes, and 1798, Edward Jenner uh, invented the smallpox vaccine. In 1864, Louis Pasteur uh, discovered the principles of spontaneous generation. In 1889, Weijerick Weijerick uh, proposed the concept of virus. 1929, the first milestone of medical microbiology, that is penicillin, was discovered by Alexander Fleming. It is a serendipitous discovery. Then 1981, the first reports of AIDS were placed. Then 1983, HIV virus was discovered by Luc Montagnier. Okay, now we finish this introduction first part. Next class we can see the remaining history and invention of microbiology. Thank you.